my name's Ben Petts, and I'm a local fundraising manager for a rather large UK-based charity. But today, I've got a different hat on. I'm not going to be asking you for any money, so don't worry. I'm also not going to be singing for you, so you don't need to get up there. I'm going to talk to you today about a project that's really close to my heart. It's something I'm extremely passionate about. And it helps that it's something I believe should be shared. So let's go back to 2012, the year when Great Britain hosted the Olympics, and I just entered my final year of university. As part of our final project, we were asked to work with a community group to develop and devise a performance element. I looked at this and thought, nah. So, you're probably going to be shocked by this first slide, but as a 20-year-old gay guy, I was inspired by vaginas. And more specifically, Eve Ensler's vagina, and the one she talked about in the vagina monologues. Reading this, watching this, studying this, I became inspired and had a light bulb moment about combining this with the trials and tribulations of being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer. I worked with a group of actors over 10 weeks to develop and devise the construct of this. And I spread my wings far and wide online to ask the LGBTQ+ community for anonymous monologues. They started to take off, and the fact that these were anonymous allowed people to be more honest. To date, we've had monologues about embarrassing sexual encounters, coming out stories, self-harm, and even sexual abuse. But today's topic is fearless, and everyone is said to be born with two fears: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Personally, I'm scared of snakes and clowns, and I can remember exactly how and when that started. But right now I want to look at the fear of the unknown, starting all the way back when we were cavemen. Rustling in bushes, is it something that's going to kill me? Suspicious berries, might mean death. Death's an interesting topic, because a lot of people fear death. Now I believe this is because it's purely the unknown. I'm going to talk to you about a quotation I found while I was researching. What we don't understand, we fear. What we fear, we judge as evil. What we judge as evil, we attempt to control. And what we can't control, we attack. So, going back to cavemen, this probably worked out that those who were more fearful lived for longer. And it's interesting thinking about the fear of the unknown, because words like biphobia, transphobia, and homophobia all suggest that they're a fear of something. So I'm going to show you some UK newspaper headlines and talk to you about them. Britain threatened by gay virus plague. Please don't pretend that two dads are the new normal. People have a problem with gay storyline, but nothing about the human buffalo romance. Or if you're more local, the news that painkillers can now make you gay. How interesting. Now, the image of the LGBTQ+ community in the media is often heightened, or caricatures, stereotypes, if you wish. So let's take a few buzzwords of what a lesbian is supposed to be. Butch, sporty, tattooed, tomboyish, short-haired. Now I think we can all quite happily say we know lesbians who don't fit these stereotypes. The same as gay men and trans people who don't fit the stereotypes the media puts out. But in recent months, probably since Christmas, companies are doing better, showing more inclusive families on TV adverts, rather than the standard nuclear family you'd expect to see. So Section 28 was introduced 30 years ago, last month, and that banned the teaching of homosexuality in schools. Only being repealed in 2003, had Section 28 still been in place, none of this could be happening. At university, we did a workshop with a local academy about a range of subjects that may be relatable to young people, such as online chat rooms, body image, sexuality, and towards the end of the workshop we were having a discussion with students. This led me on to tell them that I was a gay man, and we were saying about how being LGBT is more accepted in schools these days. As soon as I said that I was a gay man, the boy next to me suddenly leaned away. And it made me think that these kids hadn't been face to face with a real gay person before. So when I go in and do these workshops, I always like to start in a similar way, by tricking participants into using drama. As soon as you say you're doing drama to some people, they'll just shut down. They won't want to be involved. So I use elements of storytelling. And this is like my big secret, so don't tell everyone. I use elements of storytelling because we all tell stories all throughout the day in conversation. And by using storytelling, we're easing people who are not familiar with drama into the theatrical elements. When I was in Stanford College, a young girl came up to me at the end, and she said, "Oh, have you got any monologues about mental health? It's something I struggle with." And I didn't. It did make me think that there's scope for this to be expanded and to adapt it to a range of subjects such as mental health, race, religion, gender equality. What we're using is real life stories, not to educate them. They're not heightened, they're not caricatures. They're someone spinning their feelings onto a page to explain how someone's gone through a situation. So rather than me just talk to you about this, I'm going to perform for you one of our monologues now to give you a glimpse at what would be included. Paper cuts. A death of 1,000 cuts. How can you die from that? A paper cut here, a nick there. It's nothing, is it? Nothing like the way I've been looked at, looked through, looked by, and looked over. Some of us don't fit the everyday binary, so it's better to look away. Don't ask, don't engage, don't serve. Me. Well, me, who am I? Just a person. I breathe like you, I eat like you, I sleep like you. I hurt like you. When someone sneers at you, does it hurt? It's like coals of anger inside you, that choking rage that steals your heart, or that heavy shroud that bends your back. Why fight? Is my armour on today? A death of 1,000 cuts. It's still a death, if I let it, if I let the hate win. But I choose not to hate. I choose love. A love of life, a love of this world. Maybe if enough of us do, none of us will need our armour. So I'm going to take you on my own fearless journey now. Going back to 2010, I'd been 18, less than a month. I had my braces taken off that day, which was fantastic. It's very clear to say I was still a boy. But coming to Lincoln and coming to university, I had a sense of excitement to truly be who I was, because no one knew me. Alright, I wasn't out of the closet when I came here, and throughout my first year of university, I had different ideas about how I would tell my parents. One was to leave them a letter, and I'd gone home and come back from reading week. Another was to tell them face to face. But any time I tried, my throat would close up, it felt like I was going to vomit. My fear had paralysed me. And back then I kept saying to myself, oh, if I could see myself in 5 years' time, what life would be like. Would I still be talking to them? Would I be abandoned? Would I be homeless? So let's skip forward a year. I'm pre-drinking, ready for a night out, and I get a phone call from my mum. She's got that tone of voice like, something's wrong, like someone's died. Ben, are you all right? Have you got something to tell me? No, I'm fine, why, what's up? And it sounds very cliche now. Well, I've just been asked if you've come out yet. And I didn't know what they meant, so I said, no, you're still at university. And then they said, no, has Ben come out as gay yet? I said, you're not gay. You're not gay, are you? And as I've done so many times before, I blankly denied it. No, why would someone say that? Oh, well, that's what I thought. But I just don't understand why they would say that. There's now a pause. It felt like a bottle had been splashed on my head. My heart was pounding, and it was like the world stopped. I started to cry and say, I am. My mum, she tells me not to cry. She says it will be okay. She asks me how long I'd known and how many other people knew. Then she says, well, fancy you going through all this on your own. I go inside, we chat a bit more. I hide away, I didn't want my friends to see me in the state I was in. I was literally sobbing and like pile on the floor. They literally pick me up, they obviously find me, and tell me what an amazing thing has just happened. I don't need to hide anymore. We go out, we have a great night, and it was like a massive coming out party. What a time in my life I'll never forget. The time I didn't get to come out of the closet. So, this is a picture of me, my mum and dad at my first ever Pride event, where I performed some of these monologues. How silly does it look that I thought they might abandon me? And 5 years from then would have been 2015, which is the year I got in touch with my fiancé. We chatted for about a year, tried to make some dates, and he kept cancelling, so I jobbed him off. Not worth it. Not that I'm bitter. And then, a year later, I saw this picture on Facebook. This is my fiancé after a group of men attacked him in Spalding for being gay. He was pretty much beaten within an inch of his life, and this is him partly healed. This was 3 years ago in our county, roughly an hour away. And as much as I like to say things have got better, it only takes a moment like this to realise why we're still fighting for equality, why we're still fighting for visibility, why we still have pride events. The men that did this were never caught, and the attack was hardly investigated. So to end this section of my talk, I'd like to perform another monologue. We are family. I look at you, your eyes meet mine, we smile. I hold you, and you hold me. So much to say. You're still my son, I still love you. Nothing's changed. And yet it has. In my heart. I know now. I asked you, were you scared? I did not know what you'd say. That hurt me. How long have you known? A month? A year? A long time, you said. That crushed me. I thought I knew my own son. A stranger now, isolated from the world in my despair. How could you? Thoughts running through my head. This is not what I planned. My plans, not his. A bride, a big wedding, grandkids. How selfish of me. You were happy. What more could I ask for? I have everything. You were gay. Why does that matter? I look at you. You smile. I can't resist. A hug again. Things will be fine. I know now. No matter how life turns out, whatever it's meant to be, it will be fine. We are strong. We are family. So why am I doing all of this? Well, to be honest, I've got a bee in my bonnet. I'm shocked, saddened, and disgusted that too many young people take their own lives because they can't be who they are. A study in 2016 showed that 22% of teenage suicides were due to bullying. This is wrong. There shouldn't be any young people taking their lives because they can't be who they want to be, who they are. And I always like to get this message across in my workshops because it's important, this is real, this is really happening. ITV did something extremely interesting earlier this year when they put 84 statues on top of their building to represent how many men take their lives a week. A truly thought-provoking move which started the discussion on a topic people usually shy away from. I've had students sobbing in workshops because of this part, but it's important, it's real, it's not fake news. So I'm going to show you a video now that I've adapted, hopefully going to show you a video now that I've adapted from my workshops to fit this talk.
Justin Fashanu, 37.
Julia Derbyshire, 17.
Leo Etherington, aged 15.
Sean Dykes, 17. Told to jump by mob of people in Derbyshire.
Eric James Borges, 19.
Jay Griffin, 13 years old.
Ashley Hallstrom, 26.
Leela Alcorn, 17.
Alexis Lopez, 14.
Issa Shamari, 20.
Jamie Hubley, age 15.
Asha Brown, 13 years old.
Jamie Rodemeyer, aged 14.
Philip Parker, aged 14.
Kenneth Weishun Jr., age 14.
Michael Monrones, 11 years old, attempted suicide.
Justin Fashanu, 37.
Julia Derbyshire, 17.
Leo Etherington, aged
Sean
15.
Dykes, 17.
Eric James Borges, 19.
Jay Griffin, 13
Ashley
years old.
Hallstrom, 26.
Leela Alcorn, 17.
Alexis Lopez, 14.
Issa Shamari, 20.
Jamie Hubley, age 15.
Asha Brown, 13 years old.
Jamie Rodemeyer, aged 14.
Philip Parker, aged 14.
Kenneth Weishun Jr., age 14.
Michael Monrones, 11 years old, attempted suicide.
Michael, there, he was just 11 years old when he committed suicide. He attempted suicide. Michael has now got severe brain damage. He was given a life expectancy of 5 years, which is this year. Michael attempted to take his own life because he was bullied for watching a TV show others deemed was for girls. And unfortunately, suicide is a real thing for many LGBTQ youth. And in some cases, these thoughts will be feared for life. Going back to my original quotation, what we don't understand, we fear. What we fear, we should try to learn about. It's sad, but the truth hurts. Thank you.